the ones which are just keeping the eyes open all the time are the people having supraconscious moods. And those who are flickering their eyes are having the subconscious mood. Some people have also the habit of keeping the eye in an angle all the time. They never see you straight, but in an angle they see. They think sometimes it's very fashionable. Sometimes ladies think it's a very good way of looking at people. And some of them have such eyes that they'll go on, looking and pouring their greedy eyes onto others or their lusty eyes onto others. This is the worst thing you can do to your eyes, because such people are easily can become blind. Such people might have trouble of the eyes, especially reddening of the eyes can come to such people very much, very quickly. So one has to be careful to keep the eyes very pure, the eyes of an Yogeshwara who was Sri Krishna. He was a witness. He was on this earth. He played with Radha. He married 5 women. They were the 5 elements. 16,000 women he married. They were his 16,000 powers. But he was Yogeshwara. He was Yogeshwara. He had no lust in his eyes, in his mind about them at all. He was beyond them. He was Yogeshwara. That was the testing point of his, that he had no lust in his eyes about these women that he had. Such an Yogeshwara is there. Of course, I don't expect you to be Sri Krishna. But you have your wife. Those who do not have wife must look forward to a wife. That we'll get wives and we'll have a wife, and think of a wife who will be your own, so that your eyes will not fall onto every woman who comes across with that kind of a thing. I've seen people, even the photographs or anything they see is surprising. I mean, there's nothing in a photograph. What is in a photograph? But even a photograph can attract their attention. I mean, I don't know what can attract their attention like this, but they are so vulnerable and they have no control over their eyes. No control. They become absolutely lost and they have no control. That shows that they have no powers in them and they are slaves of their responses. So the eyes are very, very important. As Christ has said, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes. There should be no adultery. Some people have a habit of showing anger with the eyes. See, if they have to show anger with the eyes, they'll just go on looking like this and show the anger. I dare not do that to you, but and the angry eyes, you see, are another dangerous things to do with your eyes, because then they can become mesmeric. If you start putting your eyes onto something and concentrating on it, your eyes might become mesmeric, means bhoots will start coming out of your eye. First of all, you will catch bhoots in your eyes, they'll settle down there, and then they will be falling on other people as bhoots. It's a very, very dangerous thing to go on looking at something continuously with concentration. There's another kind of a stupid thing or a bhutish thing maybe, that people ask you to meditate here. It's absolutely wrong. In Gita it is written, still it's wrong. Nobody should put attention here. If they have to put attention at the door. What's the use of looking at a window? You can't get out of it, can you? If you have to look at anything, be on the lookout for the door. And the door is here. The door of Sahasrara is to be opened out. So you should not try to concentrate on this part. Many people who have concentrated on this part have become mad. When they become mad, people say he is a yogi but has got Unmani Dasha, that he moves like a madcap. How can a yogi be a madcap? That means he is united with God. Is he mad? All such mad people are really mad. They have nothing to do with God, definitely. But there are people who believe in such things. Oh, he is in love with God, so he just jumps on the stage and goes into ecstasy, he dances like a madcap. How can God be mad? First position is this, that the sanest personality is God. From where do the sanity comes in? So this is one thing one has to understand, that any such practices can lead you to lunacy and one should not do it. Thirdly, the indiscretion that one has comes from people who are good-hearted, nice people, but they get carried away by the smiles of others or by the artificial goodness they show on their faces. I've known some people, they always have a face like this, as if they are all the time smiling. I can't do that way. All the time if you look at somebody like this, you see, it means as if you are mocking at the person. And there are people I've seen who just like this every time, they them like this. So, one should not be always in one pose. Sometimes these muscles can get very weak and start paining if you take one. There are some others who always try to show they are very wisdom. I don't know what do they want to attract. Attract the attention of others, attract the bhoots in themselves, or I don't know what are they up to. Why can't they keep a normal face? Even while sitting in dhyan or meditation, I've seen them trying to show me or whatever it is, because my eyes are mostly closed, but doesn't matter. When I open my eyes, I find some people like this, like that. Why? What is the need? You have to have a balanced face. That's what Sri Krishna has described the Sthita Prajna. One who is balanced, who doesn't laugh like an idiot, who laughs, but not like an idiot, nor is a serious like another kind of an idiot. So both the things are not at all expression of your inner being. Such a person is, as I told you today, is not frivolous, but not serious either, but full of joy within himself. He doesn't want you to be unhappy. Never would like that you should be unhappy people. But human beings, if they want to be unhappy, what can anybody help? Because they have got the free will to be unhappy. They have got a free will to cut their nose. They have a free will to cut their ears. They have free will to commit suicide. They have this free will, so-called. Now the greatest free will comes from Vishuddhija, as I told you. And that's why we call him Yogeshwara. He is the Ishvara of yoga. The establishment of yoga is possible when you surrender yourself to Sri Krishna. Completely surrender yourself to Sri Krishna. Your yoga will be established. Means what? Means all your balance will be established. You go into complete balance. And that balance is complete because Vishnu, who is the incarnation for sustaining the dharma, who is responsible for giving you the balance, becomes complete in the form of Sri Krishna. That's why he said that you leave all the dharmas. Sarva dharmanam parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. That's why I surrender all of them to you. So all the dharmas, if you put it at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, means if you follow his ideals, then all your dharmas are balanced. But after realization, you go beyond dharma. Whenever you go wrong in dharma, dharmachyuta as they call it, when you go wrong in dharma, that's the time you have to surrender yourself to Sri Krishna so that he establishes your dharma. There are so many dharmas. There is the pati dharma, husband's dharma, patni dharma, wife's dharma, father's dharma, mother's dharma, son's dharma, then rashtra dharma means the nation's dharma. Then you have all kinds of dharmas also, we can say, where one has to bow to the higher things of life. But then he says, sarva dharmanam parityaj. Forget all the dharmas. Mamekam sharanam vraja. Just surrender your dharmas, all of them, to me. That is at Vishuddhi. At Vishuddhi Chakra, you surrender all your other dharmas. It means that it all gets sublimated. It all gets complete. The wholesomeness is achieved because he is collective being. He is the Virat. Because he is the integrated form of all the dharmas. And he is the Virata in our brain. He represents our brain. And when this Virat in us is awakened fully, then all the dharmas become natural with us. We don't have to do any dharmas. We don't have to be conscious of any dharmas, but automatically we become dharma ourselves. For example, there are people now saying Christ. You can take example of Christ. He was dharma personified. He would not steal money from anybody, will he? Will he run away with somebody's wife? Will he? Will he do anything wrong? No, he cannot. Why? Because he was dharma. So now you have become dharmatit, means you have entered into the kingdom of God, into the Virata's conditions. And there your condition is such that your state is such that you are dharma. If you try to do adharma, you will suffer. If you try to do wrong, you will suffer. Here I don't have to tell you to be righteous. I don't have to tell you. There's no need. I don't have to tell you that you tell the truth. I don't have to tell you don't steal. I don't have to do all these things. Only thing I can tell you that get rid of your ego and super ego. That's all. In a very general terminology. But you will follow Christ automatically. You will follow Krishna automatically. Sahaj. Because now you have gone beyond dharma. You have crossed the limits of dharma where you had to follow a dharma. Now you have become the dharma. Where you will stand, wherever you will be, dharma will stand with you. People will look at you and say, here is the dharma standing. He is the dharma to be worshipped. Not because of anything, but because your state is that of dharma. You have gone beyond. Supposing this is loudspeaker I am using today to talk to you. But supposing this loudspeaker becomes part and parcel of me, I don't have to use it. I go beyond. In the same way, you are using the dharma first of all to establish yourself. But when you go beyond dharma into the state of virata, then you don't need any dharma. You become the dharma of virata. Now what is the dharma of Virat? What is the dharma of Sri Krishna? Is collectivity. Krishna is the brain. Shiva is the heart. And Brahmadeva is the liver. Now what's the faculty of this brain is? That the tree of life of evolution grows downward as and this tree is growing downwards of awareness from the brain. But if you have to go to the roots, you have to ascend. And that ascent you have achieved, now you have gone to the roots of your brain, where all your roots are enlightened, all your nerves are enlightened, your brain is enlightened. You are an enlightened person. When you are in darkness, you may catch hold of a snake as rope, but when you are in light, you will drop it. In the same way, when you become enlightened, your dharma is enlightened. You don't have to take to any guru or to any book or to anyone. You know yourself in your own life that this is wrong. Now the collectivity part of it is very important. Anybody who cannot be collective is not yet a surgeon. Not yet a surgeon at all. Collective in the sense that anybody who cannot live with other surgeons, who tries to find faults with someone all the time, who wants to run away with his wife and stay somewhere else, or with her husband, who wants to get out, is not a person who is collective. There's no need to say that I cannot live under the circumstances in which Saj Yogis can live. If you are a Saj Yogi, if you are a yogi, you can live. Look at me, I am such an old woman. I can live anywhere. You take me to a village, you take me to any place. I am not bothered about any physical comforts at all, because I am comfortable within myself. My comforts are within. In the same way, a person who is not collective, like many people just come to pujas, that's all. It's like going to the church only once in Christmas and then saying Christ doesn't look after us. Of course not going to church, you don't meet Christ, but I mean to say that just to have a casual way of Saj Yoga, you cannot be. You have to be collective. And collective means that at every collective program you should be there. You should always meet collectively, meditate collectively, live collectively, and try to find ways and methods of being collective. There are so many evil forces which are all the time trying to attack collectivity. First they will attack the leaders. That's the first thing. Any leader tells somebody you shouldn't do like this. Immediately that person will start spreading stories against that leader. Is very bad, he's like this, he's very harsh, he didn't garner me, he didn't give me this, that. How can you garner the booth, can you? Then if that doesn't work out, then they have their sly methods of going around and talking something here and there in the ears to create some sort of a politics. All such people will be thrown out of Saj Yoga, as there is a centrifugal and a centripetal force, both acting equal and opposite. Any